Arsenal were professional. Arsenal were deadly. And it demonstrated the strength in this squad. Now, I know straight away, before anybody goes crazy, it will be, but it was Portsmouth. It's a nothing game. They should be beating them easy. This is the FA Cup. And unless you've had a lobotomy recently, FA Cup games in themselves can be levelers. It brings out and invokes an emotion within a team and within a fan base as well. It brings a different feel and different emotion. Equally, I've seen Arsenal go out at this stage to championship teams in the past. I've seen Arsenal lose to poor Premier League teams at this stage of the FA Cup. So there are no foregone conclusions. And as this weekend, and as Macclesfield demonstrated, knocking out Crystal Palace, who, yes, are not as good as Arsenal, but Pompey are better than Macclesfield, that anything can happen in these games if your players are not up for the fight. Anything can happen in these games, as we witnessed earlier on in the season in the League Cup, where Grimsby just worked harder, run harder, and put so much pressure on Man United, who were not willing to work and fight in those early exchanges. And Portsmouth came out like a freight train today. Arsenal, of course, as we know, rotated. Now, they didn't bring in absolute kids and absolute babies, but there was rotation. Madueke starting, Jesus starting, Waneri in the team, Eze back in the side, Norgard starting at centre-back today. Do you want to point that out? Their midfielder starting at centre-back. So, of course, Gabriel was out there, Kepa in goal. It was a rotation. It was more of the squad playing. That, again, creates some issues. Is there going to be chemistry? Is there going to be unity? Are they up for this fight? Because sometimes these things happen. And Arsenal have been a team, not forever, but I would say in the last 20 years, a team that when they rotate in FA Cup games has had a propensity to lose or really struggle to get through rounds against some of the lesser teams in the Prem or the Championship sides. And Pompey, as I say, started like a freight train, scoring a goal within the opening 3 minutes. Bishop there with a rebound puts it away. And that in itself put a whole heap of pressure on Arsenal. A draw against Liverpool. You've got the world and his dog going after Martinelli, which we're going to touch on in a few moments. And it was just a bad start for the Gooners. A terrible start for the Gooners, or the Gunners, sorry. I've been told this week the Gooners are the fans, the Gunners is the team. So I'm going to try and get that right. So a bad start for the Gunners. And what I thought when that goal went in was, okay, how are you going to react now? Because the environment is going to become hostile and noisier. The Pompey players are going to get the bit between their teeth, work and run harder. But Arsenal just stayed relaxed. They fought hard. They pushed. They moved the ball quickly. They went straight into attacking mode, but they stayed relaxed. They didn't over-try. They didn't panic. They didn't panic and overload and then get caught and concede another goal. And the way Arsenal scored their goals, I say it every time, I'll keep saying it, the more they score from set pieces, the more I'll laugh, the more I'll enjoy it, because I quite enjoy watching grown men get really offended and upset by it. First corner comes in, and it's a little scrappy. I thought Norgard actually scored it. It has gone down, I think, for Dozel as an own goal. But the own goal goes in. Arsenal get themselves ahead. And then, if I'm being honest with you, I kept on hearing the commentators talk about, Pompey, in the first half we're talking, Pompey are having quite a lot of shots. They were pop shots. They were not really dangerous. They weren't really in on goal. And Arsenal, I think the only disappointing thing for Arsenal in the second half is they didn't put the game to bed. So Martinelli scores from a free kick. Excellent from him. Met it at the foot, met it at the near post, got the back flick on the head, goal. Then he gets put through on goal. Great bit of play. A nice ball from Jesus. He should finish it, but it goes just wide. Then Noni Madueke, who I thought played quite well overall, gets a penalty, and then just a little too casual, misses the penalty. And you look at it again, well, it's 2-1 still. Arsenal have been the better team. Yes, I think at half-time it was 6 shots to 5 in Pompey's favour. But barring the goal they scored, which I already mentioned, no big chances. They weren't gilt-edged chances, where Arsenal had 4 big chances in the first half and missed 3 of them. Should have put them to bed. Then Arsenal come out in the second half, and this was very reminiscent of most of Arsenal's games this season. They came out very quickly. Win a free kick from some good work from Noni Madueke. Take it quickly, 2 or 3 passes. Jesus is the final ball into the box. There he is. Martinelli puts it away. And I felt at 3-1 it was done. But you know what? It's the spirit of the FA Cup, the magic of the FA Cup. And Pompey kept going. They kept attacking. And it made it a great cup tie. Because what Arsenal knew... And by the way, a lot of Premier League teams don't do this. They go 3-1 down. They go, oh, I'm just going to sit in now and stop. But Pompey kept attacking. They were putting some good crosses in. They didn't create very many big opportunities. One at the back post just before the third goal, to be fair, that was well blocked. But they were having a go. And then Arsenal get another corner in the 72nd minute. Again, another bit of good play leads to the corner, which always gets ignored. And then it's identical to the first goal. Martinelli gets his head onto the ball, makes it 4-1, puts the game out of sight. All the nerves settled for Arsenal fans. But I was really happy for Martinelli. And I'll tell you why I was happy for Martinelli today. I'm going to stand on what I said Thursday night. It was a stupid thing that he did. He shouldn't have pushed Conor Bradley. He was clueless. He assumed wrong, distasteful, and rightfully reprimanded and sort of told off by the footballing world. But the media have gone too far. The media, so over the top. So over the top with Martinelli. It is unfrickin' believable. Even today, still, TalkSport releasing hit pieces saying it's disgusting. And then lying. And the reason why I'm so hot on this is ever since Raheem Sterling joined Manchester City, I've had my bee in a bonnet about this behaviour. Because he left Liverpool for City. Yes, he was paid well, but it was for footballing reasons. City at the time had far more hope of winning major trophies, Champions Leagues, etc. And it was the correct decision he made. But some Liverpool journalists, some Liverpool ex-players, and then the media went on this attack about making him some nasty, horrible, work-shy, money-hungry scumbag. And for at least 5 years, Raheem Sterling was consistently booed every stadium he went to around the country. And there was no need for it. And that moment invoked memories of mine as a childhood when it came to David Beckham. And it reinvigorated something in me, I believe then and I believe now, which is players can make mistakes, they can do stupid things. But what I find really interesting is you can get football players who have got 80 points on their driving license, consistently caught drink driving, speeding, no one boos them. A player makes an emotional mistake on a football pitch, or a player decides to leave one club for another, and they're made out to be scumbags. And I'm like, you know what? Drink driving is probably a much bigger reason to boo a football player than a push on someone he didn't know was hurt. And then I've heard the media lie in the last few days, lie through their teeth. And Jermaine Pennant was the worst of it. When he said, as footballers, we know when someone's faking it, we know when they're really hurt. But that's just bullshit. Football had to bring a rule into the game that keeps you off the pitch for 30 seconds when you receive treatment because of the volume of players that faked it. And whenever a player has faked it, and we know they're faking it, if you touch them, you still get booked. If you try and make them stand up or get off the pitch quick, you get booked. My players do it, your players do it, all of our players have done it. No one is innocent in this. And you can think of famous examples of Rivaldo getting the ball hit his legs in the World Cup, grabbing his face. David Luiz at the corner flag at Man United, a little knock on the back, goes down to over-egg it to get a yellow card for Rafael da Silva. He laid on the floor, remember, still laughing. There are players that pretend, someone says, oh, Terry, no, but not when it's no contact. When it's no contact, we know it's an injury. You're an idiot. We know it's an injury by the way someone falls down or the way they move watching it. If you don't see it, you don't know. How many players pretend they've got cramp in the last 5 to 10 minutes of game? Stretch me out. Let's waste some time. Let's take the sting out of it. So all of that, I'm very, very happy for Martinelli because I think this week he suffered absolutely ridiculous levels of abuse. The media trying to turn the world of football against him for making a mistake, a bad mistake, that he has apologised for, that Conor Bradley has forgiven him for, the Liverpool manager has forgiven him for, but the media want to keep it going. Disgusting. But overall, look, Arsenal today, they demonstrated how strong their depth is again. They can rotate, they can put midfielders at the back, they can score goals, they can win games. And look, I'm not buying this nonsense that it's just a championship team. I had the same energy for Chelsea last night. It was a really top and solid performance. When Macclesfield are able to knock out the holders, Premier League and European place teams in the likes of Crystal Palace, anything in this beautiful, wonderful, amazing competition is possible. And Arsenal fans have got very good memories. And in the last 5, 6, 7 years, there's been a good couple of occasions where the likes of Nottingham Forest and co have knocked this team out. Not the club out, not this team. So very, very important win. As ever, can't wait to read your comments. Can't wait to get your views. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching the show.